Welcome, and thank you all for joining us for this very special series of the Crexi Podcast, an insider's look at all things commercial real estate. I'm your host, Shanti Ryle, and this is the Women of Influence series, delivering next-level insights and expertise live from GlobeSt's Women of Influence conference here in Denver, Colorado. And today we are so excited to be sitting down with the one, the only, Marcy Moneypenny.
Thank you.
Founder of the Moneypenny Collective.
Yes.
Marcy, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you. And before I dive into the questions, I want to give our listeners a little bit about who you are and why they should be so invested and excited about this conversation like I am.
Awesome. Awesome. I have been in the commercial real estate space for 35 years. Worked for firms like CBRE for 15 years, and I was the global lead for the Morgan Stanley account before I left to join Avis & Young. Here in Denver, I was the city leader, and I did that for 5 years. And then in April of this year, at the end of the year, I left the firm to follow my passion, which is working with women in commercial real estate who I think are underserved and underrepresented. And they need more and more coaching and support and love from people in the industry to help them find their voice, improve their confidence, improve their visibility, and have the career that they have always dreamt of because they deserve it.
Absolutely. And we're definitely going to get into that today.
Awesome.
But I'd love to, 35 years, legacy of commercial real estate.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I'm sure when you think back, you're like, oh yeah, that was yesterday, right?
Pretty much.
But I'd love to hear, how did you first get involved in the commercial real estate world? And what were some of the key moments along your path that propelled you to that next phase or that next insight about, okay, this is something I need to devote my life energy to?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I started off through the door of property management into commercial real estate. I was a single mom with a 3-year-old daughter. And all I was looking for was a paycheck. I just wanted a job. But the longer, I started off with Hines, the longer I was in that environment, I felt my DNA align and that I had found my tribe.
Sure.
And the reason was I saw the dynamics from acquisition to disposition. It just made sense. And watching leasing and property management and capital markets work together, and then the development of assets and bringing them out of the ground, it just made all the sense in the world to me. And so something that started off as a job very quickly became a career. And I, started off in property management. Soon I was, from a building secretary, back when there were building secretaries, I became a property manager. And then from there, I have done some leasing. I've done some marketing. I've worked, quite frankly, in all lines of business to some degree or another, because it all makes sense. Again, aligns very deeply with my DNA.
Why do you think that is? What do you think it is about you that just really it got its hooks into you?
Yeah. I don't know if it's accurate saying I have a servant's heart, but I get great joy out of going into a situation and leaving it better than it was. And so for me, over the years, whether it's working with brokers, developers, clients, trying to bring them in and having it, not only it be a success, but an experience that they enjoyed, has always been really important. So for me, in my career, I didn't know I was developing it, but my love is client management. I have 3 passions. One is clients, collaboration, and working with a team of people who are smarter than I am.
Sure.
That helps keep me grounded. It reminds me that I'm not the person who has all the great ideas or the market cornered on truth, and that I need to constantly be learning so I can continue to be the best version of myself.
Yeah, I appreciate you articulating those things so clearly, because I think a lot of people, especially in brokerage, have those affinities, but maybe they don't know how to vocalize it yet.
Right.
But just having that crystal clear vision is such a great guide for where you want to take the next steps.
Clarity is so important, regardless of where you are in your career. You have to be able to answer the why and then the how.
Yeah, and we'll get a lot into that, a lot more into that development side and how you help people.
Sure.
But I do want to, put a sticky note on something you said about not only making sure the deal got done, but that it got done well and that people enjoyed the process, because this is an industry of relationships.
It is, because if you don't, everything you do will just be a one-off. No one wants to repeat it. It wasn't worth doing really at all. And if the experience is really good for your client, for the tenant, for whoever it may be, they'll want to work with you again.
Absolutely. And you started your journey through property management, which, I'm a champion for property managers.
Yeah.
They
have a hard job.
They are running the building.
Yep.
It is their business to effectively run the building.
And they're, again, acquisition to disposition, they are in the whole cycle.
Yep.
Capital market steps out until somebody wants to sell the building, and leasing is in there until it's leased, and then they may be in for renewals, and same with project management and other lines of business. But property managers, unsung hero.
Absolutely.
People often call them the light bulbs and toilet paper of commercial real estate, which is it's not a bit demeaning, it is, but they work so hard and they want to serve. Yeah.
And they're the keepers of the knowledge, because you only make money off a building by virtue of the tenants that are in that building.
Absolutely.
And if you do not have happy tenants, you do not have tenants.
Right, exactly.
And your building greatly goes down in value.
Yeah,
So
you know what you're talking about.
Full champion of property management.
Yes.
But outside of property management, I'm curious, what are your thoughts, or maybe what are the trends you've seen, especially as you work with women who are maybe earlier on in their careers? Where do you see the avenues for these people to explore kind of building their career, whether it is to go into brokerage, more into investing or the development side, or stay in property management, if that's where their starting point is? What similarities do you see across all those different tracks, in terms of, what are the best questions to ask? How to try to get yourself in the room, how to learn, how to build mentorship?
Well, to me, first of all, I think it's really important. Do you want a job or a career? Very different, because to me, paycheck, it's a paycheck.
Sure.
Anyone can earn a paycheck. But a career is giving time and energy and thought and research and really digging deep to go over and beyond.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really important. The questions, I'm trying to think about what some of those questions may be for them.
Or what were you asking, when you were a property manager and learning more of all the other different facets of the business?
It was why. Okay, why leasing? Tell me how that works. I have the best, he was my first sponsor at CB, Brett Hunsaker. He's in Atlanta. Was with CB, he was the top earner. I remember seeing him at a corporate event, and he talks like this, and he smokes cigars, drinks dark liquor, and all of the brokers were just in awe of him, standing. There were a circle of them around him. And the next time I was at a corporate event at the home office, I was going down the hallway this way, and he was coming this way. I was just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I stopped him, and I introduced myself, and I said, could I shadow you in brokerage? And he said, Tuesday mornings, my office, 7 o'clock. That went on for at least a year on a weekly basis, and he allowed me to sit in his office. He had a table with 3 chairs, and I sat with my back to the wall, and I had my pen and paper, and I took notes, and brokers would come in and out, and they'd dissect a deal. They'd talk about this or that. Leadership would come into the office. And he is still a sponsor of mine. I'll write things on LinkedIn and he'll write back and say, okay, don't forget to do this and blah, blah, blah. I mean,
That's so nice.
I know, but that's really where at some point everyone's career, you go from mentorship to sponsorship, and he #1 sponsor. So for me, I wanted, going back to your question, I wanted to learn more about brokerage. And not only about the deals, but the why, to someone that I felt like wouldn't mock me or make fun of me when I asked stupid questions, and that was Brett. So I said, I would listen, and then I'd ask him questions, and he'd tell me. And it's funny, I've done some leasing in my career, not as a full-time broker, but I've done that off and on, and I've had people ask, I always wondered how you knew the ins and outs of brokerage so well. I attribute it to Brett. So to me, you just learn about the other lines of business. It's detrimental to keep your eyes focused on just one line of business. I think those property managers who are really good understand everything about the other lines of business. They may not have done it, but they're interacting with those people on a routine basis. That's what they can give back to their owners. That's what they can give back to their tenants. That's how they learn about the market. So to me, those are the kind of questions, is to expand your world beyond your line of business.
Yeah, which is so funny because I feel like the advice is to find your niche, right? And really tunnel down into that and become an expert in that specific thing. So when that specific need occurs, you're the person for the job.
Right, but at the same time, you may very well find out, I want to do something different. And in my career, I've pivoted a number of times just because I needed to follow that love of client management.
So that brings us to where you are now.
Yes.
The Moneypenny Group. So what was the impetus for this? Where were you before you had like the spark? Was it a spark of inspiration? Was it a gradual buildup of I see this need and something should be done about it and why not me? Can you paint the picture of where you were before you made the decision? And then what was that deciding and doing process like?
Throughout my 35-year career, I've mentored and sponsored women and men. And there always seemed to be a need and a question of how to be better or how to kill that demon or how to deal with self-talk. And there came a point in my career with Avis and Young where I no longer wanted to deal with unstable market. I didn't want to deal with the corporate not shenanigans, stuff. You know,
Shenanigans is the fun part.
I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I wanted to follow my passions. Now my passion, my professional passion, are women in commercial real estate. I have other passions like fly fishing, photographing moose. I love to stand up paddle board. I love to travel with my husband, love of my life. I love to travel with my daughter. She's a great person to travel with. She's my best friend. And so those are my loves over here that give me great joy. And I also love to paint. So those have always been on the back burner, and I brought them to the front burner, along with my passion for working with women in commercial real estate.
Sure.
I want to be living my best life that I see as my best life, not someone else or some corporation saying, this is your best life.
Yeah, I love that. It's, using your experience and clarity of what really matters to you to make that your full-time thing.
Right. And it's my, again, going back to whether it's servant's heart or not, is wanting to leave something better than I found it.
Sure.
And so I've been doing this for 90 days almost.
Yay! A full quarter.
Almost a full quarter. And I have some clients now. They're all very different. and I love that. A lot of it is about, strategy, which I love. I love strategy. And their trust. That is what I value the most, is their trust.
Sure.
To be authentic and vulnerable with me and transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk us through Moneypenny Collective. Money Collective too, yes. Right, that's the hope. Talk us through, like, what are the kinds of things you're working on with clients? Like, you're here at Women of Influence. Are there like strategic partnerships with groups like this on the horizon?
Oh, sure.
What is your vision? And you touched on some of the why, but I'd love to hear you kind of like dive a little bit more into maybe like the tangible whys. Like, I want to see this many more women as investors, or this many more women asking for the VP role, or what in your dream vision of this would that world look like for you?
The Moneypenny Collective, the reason collective is it's a collective of 35 years of everyone I've worked with, every client I've had the privilege of partnering with, every firm, good, bad, and ugly. But I am who I am and forever grateful, very full of gratitude. Commercial real estate has given me a PhD I would have never gotten otherwise. It's been awesome. And so collective, looking forward, is bringing as many people along with me. Let me collect as many people, because I'd like to light the match and then sit back and watch the glow of everyone else. And so what does that mean? Like some of my gal pals within the coaching, whether it's Allison, whether it's Melina, Garland, Danielle, all sorts of women. I want them to work with me and me work with them on how together can we make it better? Because I'm one person and they're one person, but collectively we have to improve the commercial real estate world for women. But we can do so much because we're one side, and then we need women to want to participate. And that's one of the things. Melina and I did a podcast on how to make the asking for a firm to pay for your career development. And we went through all, this is the time to ask, because right now, end of July, August is when budgets start. And you don't want next year, when you go for that ask, that you're not in that budget, because otherwise they'll say, you're not in the budget. And so little things like that, where bringing a group of people, not individuals, but then there's the one-on-one coaching that I have the opportunity to do. I have a male client, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Male broker, female broker, fractional COO. And then another woman I'm hoping to work with on putting together a service offering and for us to pitch it to different companies and see if we can make that happen. If not, she'll have a blueprint for starting her own business. So things like that have been really great to be able to do.
Yeah, how rewarding to be able to be like, I have all of this knowledge and effectively pass it forward and see people actually really be able to change their lives and their trajectories.
Yeah, and that's all if I would look at it visually, I want women to feel comfortable standing on my shoulders so they can see a better view of their future career. Otherwise, you learn all of this, if you don't share it, it's just sad. To me, it would be sad, because that's a lot of hard work just to leave in the dust.
Yeah, and honestly, there's so much exciting potential for this cohort of commercial real estate professionals, especially women. Like, we've had more technology-focused panels here, and lots of professional development as well. But I think we're a lot more open to experimenting, trying new things, being open-minded. And with the way the world is going, with AI coming in and reshaping a lot of how the work gets done, I think so much more of the onus of a successful commercial real estate professional is the value of the relationships.
Right.
And the more you can bring to that relationship building, the more you embody the servant's heart. I think
Right.
that actually is a very appropriate way of putting it.
Yeah.
And that's the differentiator. So
Yeah.
being able to pass on the knowledge, but also pass on the behaviors and the frameworks to
Right.
do that with.
Well, and for me, I have 2 grown children who happen to be in real estate.
Oh, great.
Go figure.
Yeah.
And it would be like a mother not wanting to try and teach her kids how to circumvent some of the hard stuff by saying, you may want to try this. I've found that it works. Obviously, they can do whatever they want. But it's the same thing for me with coaching is, here's my experience. Now, let's let you work through this and talk through it. And what do you want to do? And because it can't be, let's clone my experience, because it will never be similar. Even if you look at the time and the generation, it won't be the same. But yeah, to me, those 2 things are similar.
What a noble path.
Yeah, well, I feel very fortunate to be able to do it. I'm not finished with commercial real estate yet.
Oh, clearly
I don't
not.
think
You're talking to all these folks in it.
Yeah, I'm hoping, I'll know the day when they're finished with me. But until that happens, I'm all in.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Marcy. Thank you so much. I want to ask before I let you go, do you have any parting words of wisdom or advice or just anything you want to share with our listeners?
Yes, I have 3. Playing it safe can only take you as far as ordinary. And I haven't really met too many people who seem to be fine with just being ordinary. The other thing is, I think women in particular have a fear of asking for things because they're afraid of hearing the word no or being rejected. 2 things on that. It's not no, it's no, comma, not yet. And then a no is a yes in the making. Those are 2 of the things. And then the third is be authentic, and for the love of Pete, be kind. It doesn't cost you a thing. There you go.
That's it. Oh, I could just clip it right there, and that's the whole episode, and that would do so well.
How fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Where can people connect with you if they want to get in touch with you as a coach, as a friend, on LinkedIn?
LinkedIn
socials?
has my website, contact information. Website is marcymoneypenny.com. Who knew? But you got to use that Moneypenny name for the love of Pete. It is awesome.
Yeah.
Shaken, not stirred, the whole bit. Yeah, it's fun.
I'm sure it's helped you many times in the
Oh,
course
all
of
the
your
time.
career.
It's absolutely worthwhile.
You got to lean in, use what you got.
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
enjoy the rest of your conference.
Okay, thanks.